Good morning. It's Jen from scrapsoflife.com, and today is Sunday, February 14th. I hope you're doing well. If you celebrate Valentine's Day, I hope it's a happy one for you, and if not, well, then it's still Sunday. I have my coffee with me. Do you have your coffee, tea, or whatever beverage you prefer? Let's chat. This would be the week 6, well, would be, it is the week 6 check-in for the Return to Creativity project, where I and anyone else who cares to join me make a concerted effort to bring creativity back into our lives on a daily basis. How's that been going for you? Are you still maybe not 100% sure? Are you doing it? Are you not? It's fine. Like I said, we can still hang. I don't have a problem with that. So, couple of quick updates. Last week I said we were getting a new roof. Yet, no, that didn't happen because of the rain. Ironically, the reason why we need the new roof is the reason why we couldn't get the new roof put on. But the supplies are sitting in our backyard. Those showed up Tuesday evening, and yeah, I whipped around the corner of the house to park, and it was like, oh, okay, let's not run into these 3 pallets of shingles and underlayment and all this other stuff. So I was like, alrighty then. And so yeah, we got rescheduled to this coming Tuesday, and the last time I looked at the weather forecast, Tuesday seemed like it was going to be clear. Let me just check that. But that, if that holds, then we're good. If not, they may call tomorrow and reschedule us. Let's look. Well, okay, right now, Tuesday says partly cloudy, but no chance of rain, really. So cross your fingers, because yeah, it's been a wet weekend, and we could use the new roof before we have more rainstorms. So yeah, there's that. That was update number 1. Update number 2, we'll call it my idea of doing an ornament, a Christmas ball ornament every Friday night while Todd and I, catch up on our TV shows. Still going, week 2, going strong. This is the week 4 ornament. It is the Christmas chain. And I made a couple mistakes on this one that I fully am aware of, but I really dislike going back and undoing stuff if I don't have to. So like I added an extra row at the bottom of the Christmas ball because I forgot that I didn't have to do 2 repeats of the navy. Just I needed to do the 1 increase row and then start the color work. So I was like, all right, well, we're just gonna, but I was halfway through the round before I realized it. And I'm like, you know what? It's gonna be 1 row. If that makes it a slightly more oval shape than round, I'm not gonna fuss over it. I'm cool with that. The other one was that there's these little single stitches in the center of the each chain. Yeah, I forgot that I was supposed to do that at the end. See, the way they're knit on each needle, it kind of looks like this. They're knit on 4 needles, and so you have like pattern repeats, and I forgot these. So I just, I toyed with the idea of skipping them all together and just having a blank, but I decided, nah, I'm going to go ahead and put them in on the next row. So so the bottom row, every other one is 1 row higher. Again, it's my ornament. This is just, it's the way it worked out, and it's still cute. And I think I did some other, flubs where it came to increases and decreases and how the colors work together, but it's a learning experience too, and a reminder to pay the freaking attention. But it's a fun pattern. It was a nice, relatively simple repeating pattern, and I'm glad I did it in the blues because those are the colors I'm definitely going to keep. The traditional ones will probably be gifted. So yeah, there was that, and it took just Friday night. Let's see. The other thing I've been working on, of course, is the garden planning. I ordered a bunch of seeds last night, and I'll have to do some fill-in orders of individual seeds, but it was a set of seeds. I'll share more about those when those come in. Those should be in this week, and yeah, so I'll talk about those next week, but I've got my list done. I've got my companion planting spreadsheet more or less complete, so I know what to plant next to each other and what to keep away from each other. And that is essentially what companion planting is all about. In some respects, when you know, some people are like companion planting, whatever. Other people are like, well, no, certain things, if you put them together, one will one will crowd out the other. I was trying to do like a one-handed visualization. That did not work. Sorry about that, folks. Wow. Okay, let's have more coffee. So yeah, if you were to, you know, plant two things that both need quite a bit of the same like nutrients or whatever, and then one is going to thrive while the other does not. Meanwhile, if you plant something that attracts pollinators, like if you plant marigolds next to anything just about, not only will they keep certain pests away, supposedly, they are a natural antagonist to certain garden pests. They will, you know, flowering plants like nasturtium and marigold and stuff, they will bring in pollinators that will help pollinate the other plants. Tomatoes and marigolds are traditionally planted together for that reason. But yeah, as I was reading through marigolds, nasturtiums, a lot of those, they work really well to bring in pollinators, deter other plants. There are some, or pests, there are some things that, you know, you might plant something as sacrificial to attract a pest towards it and not your food crops. And then there's the concept of the three sisters, which was corn, beans, and squash, that is supposedly apparently a Native American practice where you plant the corn, and as it shoots up, then you would plant the beans, and the beans twine around the corn stalk, you know, using the corn stalk as a natural trellis, and then the squash at the bottom kind of acts as ground cover. At least that's my understanding. And yeah, so I mean, there's all these different theories, and of course some people are like, yeah, what is it, whatever, I don't care. But I finished my spreadsheet. It makes me happy. It's not really, there's not much to show, you know, except for a little spreadsheet with all these green and red, you know, dots on them, basically. But that kind of falls under the category of background creativity. I also spent some time gathering some information from my old and sadly neglected website that I want to repurpose and make into something new. And yeah, again, that's there's not much to show for that, but it's a step in the right direction. Something else that I did that does actually have something to show is I started a little mock-up. I know you can't, it's not really much to look at right now, but basically, I have a lot of fabric, and it's all types of fabric. It's like my little dragon hoard of fabric remnants and fat quarters and things. And a lot of people would collect that type of fabric with the intention of quilting. Like, you know, I don't know, the quilt patterns in general, I like seeing how other people do them. They don't really call to me. You would think, with as much as I like order and symmetry and certain things, that quilting would be right up my alley, but it's not. What I actually enjoy is crazy quilting, which is kind of like the haphazardness of everything. And I've long thought, and when I say long thought, I mean probably more than 10 years, that it would be fun to make like small stuffed animals, not this small, this is a prototype to check pattern specs. Make small like, stuffed animals out of crazy quilted material and, you know, kind of give them a personality and stuff. And it's one of those things I've had in the idea bank for a long time. I know I have a little sketch that I made years and years and years ago. And this kind of ties back into that teenage goal, I guess, of, which might have been what made me think about it, of wanting to design for like Boyd's Bears or Vermont Teddy Bear Company, that kind of thing. And so yeah, I've decided that maybe I'm gonna do some, well, no, okay. I've decided I am going to do something, and not the maybes. We're getting rid of the maybes. And so last night, well, early this morning, really, I'm picking up small pieces so I don't drop pinned fabric everywhere. I kind of started, you know, making my sketch. And so I drew out you know, kind of just the basic outlines of what I was trying to do. And then I traced over them onto some scrap linen fabric I had. And yeah, basically I'm just basting the pieces together to check for fit and proportion and see if I, you know, if I need to change anything before I solidify the pattern and enlarge it to the proportions that I want. And, you know, one thing, and I had to remind myself, because it's been a little while since I've made a stuffy or anything, and I have made some stuffed animals by using commercial patterns and whatnot. That's my plan with this, is to actually create my own pattern so that it is a little bit more unique, a little bit more mine. Maybe that doesn't, you know, that's not as important to other people, but for me it is. I very much respect the purview of other designers, and although some say that, you know, once they publish a pattern, they don't get to say how the pattern is used, or, you know, if it can be made for commercial sales, or if it can, you know, but, you know, that's a whole big debate. I'm not going to get into it. But for me, I've always wanted the things that I make to be as much my work as possible. I mean, somebody said recently that the craft sphere is, you know, is completely open source. Everybody is, you know, sharing techniques and whatnot. And okay, I get it, but at the same time, yeah, no, not really. I want it to be mine. So so yeah, I've been working on this little dude, and I kind of forgot the whole, you know, circumference versus diameter thing for a minute, so I had to redo a couple of pieces, but this is why I'm doing this little mock-up. And he's just stuffed with little stitches, or yarn scraps. Yeah, so yeah, that was last night's sudden, oh, I'm gonna do this right now at like 2 o'clock in the morning without realizing how late it was. That's the way things go, folks. Let's see. Yeah, I am, yeah, that's been my week so far. Doing things a lot in the background, but background creativity, as far as like not having a lot of stuff to show for it, it's still intentional. It's intentional thought. It's not just waiting for the muse to show up. You know, I might have more thoughts on that, but they're kind of disjointed and all. So I think I will save myself the rambling and you. and kind of wrap it up right there. I wish you a creative, pleasant week. Care for yourselves, care for those around you. I'll be back next week. Maybe I'll have more to show. We'll chat again, and I wish you the best. Thank you so much for checking in with me once again. I'm Jennifer with scrapsoflife.com and the Return to Creativity Project. Bye-bye.